Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I got a pickup video for you.
You actually recording?
I actually am, yeah. Hello gaming minions, welcome back to my channel. I am Dr. Virtual, the greatest gamer in the Omniverse, which includes the multiverse. Here with another wonderful pickups video. Now the pickups that I got today are the video games, they are mainly PS2 ones. I'd say about 99% of them.
Wow, sounds like he was almost perfect.
One of them is not exactly a retro game just yet.
This is unacceptable.
But it is a 360 game, and the 360s were, well, not too long after the PS2. So let's just get straight into the games that I picked up today that are not in my collection, should I say, so I can show you exactly which ones I got and why I purchased them.
Alright, let the games begin.
And they didn't cost too much either, so I wanted to try and keep the tally down in terms of the price.
Yeah, that's him. Ah, what a cheapskate.
So, first up, for £6, we have the Powerpuff Girls, 6 macaroonies. The Powerpuff Girls Relish Rampage. Now, I primarily purchased this game for my partner, and because I actually did grow up watching the Powerpuff Girls, and you can see by my coincidence, my top here, it's got Cartoon Network, the OG Cartoon Network show of the 90s, when it was in its prime for cartoons for me back in the day.
I say amen to that, brother.
Big up to the Cartoon Network gang. Woo! Just make sure the disc is in here, because I remember last time my Kex ran, so they didn't put the right discs in. And yep, it's actually in here, which seems, and it's nice. See what I love about the old retro stuff? You still get things like this. You still get the little manuals and everything, and I think that's actually just pretty awesome to have the old manuals. See, that's what, let's have a look at this. That's what made a game feel like, really, it's like not just nailing wood into something to hold it in place, but also the extra screws in, makes it feel really, really nice, and that wood is actual, nice and chipped down and really varnished and stuff. Still got the older characters here. You've got Professor Plutonium, the school teacher, and the Powerpuff Girls, and the mayor, Mrs. Bellum. Wow. I remember that certain episode of the Powerpuff Girls where the mayor was playing a certain video game from our time back in the days of the 90s. I don't need to mention the game, because if you've seen the episode you know what I'm talking about, but just for reference, let's just say that the fairy would not be quiet. Hey! Okay, so the first pickup I've got here, Powerpuff Girls, Relish Rampage. It looks pretty good. I look forward to actually playing this kind of game. I missed out on it. Powerpuff Girls was my thing back in the day. I enjoyed watching it. Absolutely had an awesome time with it, along with the other Cartoon Network shows. So anything mainly Cartoon Network related is pretty much good enough for me. So, next game. So the next game I've got here is a game that I did have back in the day on my PS2, but I don't know what happened to it. And this one is a Road Trip Adventure. Didn't cost too much, only about £4. I played this back around, when was it, around 2012, no, I think it was 2012 I last played this game. And it was actually a really good adventure car game, because you get to do so many. This game really surprised me with this, because if I can go off memory, it is like an adventure, but you're just in a car and you travel around the world or unlock this area, play a bit of football with the cars, or instead of just racing all the time, it's got like little mini games involved. Really good fun, really good fun game. I definitely recommend Road Trip Adventure. So I have played it. Wonderful manual inside, that looks gorgeous. I wish, imagine if every PS2 game came with a free memory card. Wouldn't that be something? That would be something amazing. Road Trip only for £4. Yeah, it was actually a pretty good game back in the day. Back in the day, it still is now. I'm playing a game now that cost me 50p, which I've never seen in my life, but I've heard of the actor. What's his name? The recent Batman. What's his name? I don't know what his name is. Ben. Oh, I forgot his name. But yeah, it's got Morgan Freeman in it, and it's this game, 50p. So it's the Sum of All Fears. I don't even know what it's based on, so I'm just going to check it's in there. Yep, it looks like it's to be in there. It's pretty in good condition as well. Yep, purple disc. Now, I heard there was a reason why certain discs had purple backings, and certain discs had like the whitish clear backings and whatnot. I know there was was that something to do with the front? when it's up here or something. Yeah, that's a different video for a different story. But I remember hearing about that one day. Okay, yeah, I've never heard of that film, but definitely I wouldn't mind playing it again to see what it's about. I love my collection. I'm trying to build up my collection and play every single video game in the retro scene and making sure I make content on them all. Alright? Alright, fine. Next game, I'm aware of the other version of this in terms of his enemy, but here we go. It's basically Shadow the Hedgehog. Now I just checked this, and I remember hearing about this when it came out back in the day, but it doesn't have a manual, sadly. But as long as it's got this, that's exactly what I want, you know. But having a manual just so I can read a little bit, something that's fine, that would absolutely be awesome. Hero or villain, uncover the truth about Shadow the Hedgehog. From what I can tell, I heard that Shadow the Hedgehog was a, spoilers, mute this part out. I heard that Shadow the Hedgehog might have been a clone or something like that. I'm not too sure exactly how his origins were, but definitely I look forward to playing this game, seeing what the Shadow Hedgehog game is all about. Because I played the Sonic the Hedgehog games, it's only fair I play Shadow.
Alright, fair is fair.
Now this is the Xbox 360 game I was talking about, and that is The Walking Dead. Survival Instinct. I believe if you're playing as Daryl, Norman Reedus, awesome actor by the way, and really loved him in The Walking Dead, Norman Reedus' character Daryl. He's probably my most favourite character in the show, to be honest, because of his journey through from what he became when we were first introduced to him as to what he became by the end of season 11. I know he's got his new TV show coming soon, or it's just been, you know, currently going through it right now. I don't know, I don't really want to watch anything else. I just don't think it's going to be as good. But yeah, here it is. The Walking Dead Survival Instinct looks pretty cool, and my partner wanted me to get it because she, you know, liked it, and thought, yeah, okay, go and get it. Because one of the games that I was hoping to get today that they didn't even have behind the till, and yet somehow it's actually advertised in the shop for some reason, is Time Splitters. I heard how good Time Splitters is, and I never got a chance to play it back in the day. So they didn't have that, so unfortunately that's not in my collection, so I'm going to have to go to another shop where they may have it. And actually, you know, it doesn't make sense to advertise a game that you don't have behind the till. Okay, another game here for you. And this one, I didn't actually own the original back in the day, but I remember like messing around with people who I knew at school, in secondary school at the time, in London. And I actually said I had the version of this game, but not this version, the first version of this game, and it was True Crime. And I remember what I was saying to people was, yeah, I've got this version, I've got the international version. And they said, you know, bring it in and stuff. And I said, yeah, I got rid of it and stuff. And it was like, why would you get rid of it?
I'm not being as
True Crime. I don't know if that's the equivalent of getting rid of a GTA game back in the day, in which case GTA to me is just... GTA to me is just, how can I put it nicely?
That is one big pile of
Yeah, basically. So, yeah, I played I did actually play the demo of well, not this specific game, but I played it off the first True Crime, but I want to see what this one's about to see if it's actually worth playing, if it's worth my time or not. If it isn't, then I'll just get rid of it. It's True Crime. I just want to see what it's about and everything. I don't know, I'm not too sure. If it's... I don't know actually, I'm not too sure. I don't know if it's... I've only played the demo of the first one and that's about it. Okay, next game which I am familiar with because I have played the first few games. Splinter Cell. So Splinter Cell, it's... What's this? Somehow it's got a receipt in there, but yeah. It's got a good manual and the disc is in there wonderfully. As I was saying, so I'm really familiar with Splinter Cell, you know, because the last Splinter Cell game that I actually played back in the day, and it was rather a good one, it was the Double Agent one. And it's like, he was two sides of a coin. It's like, is he going to be sort of known as a terrorist, or is he going to work with the government or some things? I know it's one of those things where it's like your choice may affect the game story, so to speak. So that's what I really enjoyed about that game. I think it was Double Agent. But this one, yeah, I'm going to go back to basics with my Splinter Cell. Sam Fisher, was it? Sam Fisher, I believe. Ubisoft made this game? Wow, okay, good stuff, Ubisoft. Splinter Cell, awesome stuff. I look forward to going back to it. Alright, the game that my partner was just playing, WWE Smackdown vs. Raw 2008. Now, I've never really been that big on wrestling games, although I have played them. In fact, the wrestling game that I played mostly back in the day was apart from the WWF Attitude on the N64, the one after it, I think I played on the PS2, it had Hulk Hogan in it, and I can't remember, was it WWF Legends or something? It was something like that. Yeah, so John Cena looks young in this, boy, and so does The Undertaker, goodness me. I don't know who that guy is, but, you know, he borrowed my body, so I can have that back now.
I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, let's have a look. Yeah, there's sadly no manual. No manual, sadly, but yeah, that's SmackDown versus Raw, because I didn't mind wrestling games back in the day, but the reason why I loved Attitude in N64 so much was because you could hit people over the head with a microphone, a chair, a ladder, throw them out the ring, and sort of things. That was like my introduction to the old days of the wrestling things. It was really good fun. But yeah, if wrestling games are still that obscure now, then I wouldn't mind playing them. If they're sort of like a little bit trying to be too real and focus away from it being a video game, I'm not really interested in things like that. Like the recent like NBA games, I'm not really interested in those. Or FIFA, nothing really inventive about FIFA. It's just football and everything. That's why I like things like FIFA Street is a bit of a step up from that. And International Superstar Soccer, great football game, absolutely love it.
It's a long shot.
NFL Blitz 2000, great American football game.
Just the facts.
Absolutely made me laugh, and whew, such a fun game. Anyway, moving on and going back to the old wonderful pickups of the PS2 games that I purchased, old laddie. Okay, next we have Crazy Golf World Tour. This game only cost me £1.50. Not bad, didn't have it in my collection. I don't mind golf games. In fact, my favourite golf game of all time, spoilers for a future video, is in fact PGA Tour, Tiger Woods PGA Tour 2005. I could not get enough of that game. I honestly couldn't back in the day when I was a teenager playing it, going through secondary school and everything. Awesome manual, looks fantastic, in good condition. Let me just check the disc really quickly. Yeah, that looks beautiful. Absolutely stunning. I love it when games are in good condition like this. And yeah, I like a bit of the old... I like video games that are a little bit obscure, that focus on being video games and fun rather than just being based on too many realistic sort of things. I don't mind that in some video games, but games like this, you can have fun. It's quirky. It's imaginative. Those are the kind of games I like playing. As long as this is quirky and fun, I'll be happy with that. Next video game, SmackDown vs. Raw 2006. Going a little bit younger from the previous wrestling game that I just showed you today. Yeah, and look, it feels a bit heavy, this. Not surprised, look at that. It's got a big manual and a few things in here. That's actually pretty good. That's actually really neat. Neat and tidy, like a well-ironed shirt and a wonderful tidy home and everything. So I'm just going to make sure that's actually in there, wonderfully done.
What do you do on this?
So basically, yeah, this is my second wrestling game. I don't know what else to say because I kind of covered it in the first wrestling game I got. So I look forward to playing this and seeing what it's about. Because like, the early wrestling games I didn't mind, but as they went on, I just sort of fell out of love with them. So I want to see exactly what this one's about. And so yeah, look at the little Rey Mysterio in the background there. That's actually pretty good, isn't it? Pretty good. It's a good, and it's I believe it's a 16. So I think I'm a bit too young to play this. Here we go. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire Party Edition. Wonderful. Chris Tarrant, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, I really loved it when he was the host. I remember that big scandal, if that's the right word for it, or that when that guy was caught cheating, when he thought he won the £1 million by actually cheating, getting like people. Well, I can't remember what it was about. Didn't he offer some people money so that he could like try and get the million? And so they kept on coughing, and something didn't feel quite right in there. Everything. I remember that back in the day. I even watched the documentary recently. When I say recently, I think it was actually last year. And it was like, oh, goodness me, how could anyone not know what was going on in that studio, man? And so because of things like that, it's probably the reason why people are a lot more, I don't know, they learn from it and they amp up their security and try and notice things a little bit more quicker sort of thing. But yeah, I've actually seen some quite decent winners of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. And it is actually in good nick. It's actually got a manual in it, wonderful disc, and it's not scratched or anything. It's a bit powdery. Let's have a look. Let me just see. It's a bit powdery. It means it's a bit musty. So I just need to give it a clean, and yeah, that'll get it off and everything, which is absolutely gorgeous. So I love games with manuals, man. It makes it so much worthy of collecting. I love it. So yeah, that's Who Wants to Be a Millionaire Party Edition. Sorry. Let me go back to the game. Yeah, I remember playing games like this. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire back in the day. Actually, I think I was around about 1999 or 2000-ish. When I very first played Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and that sort of got me into, well, it didn't sort of, it actually did get me into quiz games, and because I really like testing my knowledge, or because if I got something wrong, I was like, oh, right, I'll try and get it for next time. You know, get the brain working and things, because you want to work on your knowledge about things, and basic things as well. And yeah, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Good stuff. Absolutely fun. Would you like to phone a friend, anyone, at this point in time? Can I kindly remind you, if you're new around here, could you please consider hitting that subscribe button, ring that bell for notifications, please, because you'll never miss my awesome retro content from here on out for you wonderful gaming minions. Thank you very much. And please hit that like button. It would actually help me, my channel out, and I'll be really appreciative of that. Thank you very much. I'll purchase you a McDonald's, or a KFC, or a Five Guys, or maybe a Lamborghini. Do you want a Lambo? Would you like a Lambo? Right, next. I've never seen the movie of this. I don't even know if it's based off a TV show or the books or anything. But The Cat in the Hat. I have no idea what this is about. My partner just liked the look of it and she said, yeah, I get it. I've heard of it. Oh no, it's about a cat in the hat. It looks like a Where's Wally hat, or Where's Waldo. Well, I think we call him Wally here in the UK. I think he's Waldo in America. But yeah, a cat in a hat. I mean, it looks fun. It looks interesting. But is it my age range? Yeah, it's a 3+. It's absolutely fun. I can play it. I can just about play it. I'm below 3 years old. Yep, wonderful manual. Looks great. Let me just check the disc, because I really want to check it just to make sure it's good. Ooh, it's not scratched, but looks like it's had a bit of work done to it. You know what I mean? So you can see it. Hang on, let me just. No, don't worry about it. Yeah, I need to get a new webcam as well, which is what I'm going to get next month. That's going to actually be a good thing. Boost up my quality of my wonderful videos. Two games left, and this one. I have played the games of this, but I've not played this specific one. Tony Hawk's Project 8. Project 8. It reminds me of Project A, Jackie Chan's Project A film. Anyone seen that? Brilliant film, I recommend. It's about pirates and things. Good stuff. But yeah, Tony Hawk games, absolutely loved them. Back in the day. I think I remember playing them on the PS1. Didn't they start on the PS1? And what am I thinking now? I think they did. Yeah, story-based game. Awesome. Yeah, I do like a bit of the old skateboarding games like this. You know, a little bit of obscurity, mixed in between a little bit of realism. Good fun. These are the kind of games I like playing. I ain't got nothing against these kind of games. And yeah, wonderful manual in there. It's a manual, not an automatic. It's a manual, they say. Yep, and there you go. Not too bad for £1.50. So, do you know what I mean? I'm trying to get these games now, just in case in the future these games may cost about £6-7 each, and that'll be ridiculous. Get them while they're cheap. And the last game I've got here, basically on the same lines, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3. I think I played the one on the PS2, the first one, I think. I think I might have done, but I want to get back into the Tony Hawk games. They're actually quite good fun, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater games. I think this is these are the games that introduced me to skateboarding, to be honest with you. And it was actually quite a time for me. I remember about 11 years ago, 12 years ago, I was going to do a bit of skateboarding, but the guy made a comment about my weight and things, and it really put me off. And I was like thinking, you're not supposed to say that to customers. You just lost one, as a matter of fact. I never went back to that skate park building. I thought, what an absolute meanie.
That's harsh.
It is, I know. And I was just trying to get into skateboarding. I was thinking about buying one too, and buying all the equipment just to see what it's like. Even if it wasn't for me, I'd still would have given it a try. You know, just so I can say I actually gave it a go. I should have made a complaint, yeah. But yeah, wonderful manual and everything. Looks gorgeous, absolutely. Let me just check the disc, make sure it's actually gorgeous. It's pretty much perfect. That looks great. So yeah, it's wonderful to see all these games. Yeah. So it's been a PS2 haul today. So one 360 game, rest of them PS2, and that is my jam. My jam. Because we're jamming. We're jamming. Alright guys, if you've got any PS2 games that you actually purchased recently, let me know in the comment section below. If you played any of these games, let me know what your thoughts are about them, because pretty much I've only just played a couple of them, and which was pretty much the Splinter Cell and the Road Trip Adventure, and I can't remember which other ones I've actually played. No, that's literally about it. So I've added these. I'm going to write down these games into my collection, because every game that I purchase I always write down in my phone, because I want to make sure I don't buy the same game twice or 3 times, because with certain games in my collection I've actually done that, so I don't want to keep on doing that, so to speak. Okay, so thank you very kindly for watching, fellow gaming minions. It's been great seeing you, so to speak. It's been nice to see you, nice. And have a wonderful day, have a wonderful week, and I'll speak to you in the comment section or in a video response if you like. Or I don't, do people even do video responses anymore? I think they do, but it's getting a dying out sort of a thing. Oh, I miss the old days of YouTube. Take care of yourselves, and may retro gaming live on. And welcome all of my new viewers and new subscribers. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. Hopefully you enjoy your time here watching my content revolving around the retro gaming itself. Take care and thank you so much. Hello gaming minions, thank you for watching today's video. Fancy owning some awesome Dr. Virtual merch? Then please hop on over to the site's store. The link will be in the description, and thank you ever so much for your kind support.